Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back to another episode of News Dose, where I give you all of the latest gaming news. And it's been a big week for Xbox, and they don't seem to be slowing down at all, with some more big announcements today, including one of this year's best games heading over to Xbox Game Pass in October. Yeah, it's the service that just keeps getting better and better, so don't go anywhere and I'll give you all of the latest on that. Also, could PlayStation be bringing back a legendary classic game with a big remake for the PlayStation 5? So stay tuned for that as well, but we do have a lot more to go over here, so let's go over some of the quick news first, starting off with Nintendo. So yesterday we talked a bit about Kirby Fighters 2, which Nintendo leaked online through an image. I kind of speculated on if they would just make a random announcement with a shadow launch or if they would do a Nintendo Direct sometime next month. But it looks like that they were more than happy to just do a random announcement. Yes, they just dropped a brand new trailer out of nowhere for Kirby Fighters 2, which is something that they have been doing this year. They did do the same thing with Paper Mario Origami King and Pikmin 3, so it does seem that they can do this type of thing with success. Kirby Fighters 2 though looks surprisingly very good. While this series did start off as a minigame in Kirby Triple Deluxe for the 3DS, Kirby Fighters 2 looks like it's going to be a much bigger game, offering its own story mode, online multiplayer, and new characters. I certainly wasn't expecting it to look near as good as it does, but there it is. What's cool is that you can actually get this game right now for just $20. Yes, it's available right now, so you might want to check out Kirby Fighters 2. Moving on, the breakout hit Among Us had a sequel in development, but it's now being officially cancelled. You're probably wondering why though, because this game is absolutely huge right now. Well, actually they cancelled the sequel so they could instead just update the original game with all of the content that they had planned for the sequel. Yeah, that sounds even better, right? Now you can look forward to a pretty major update for Among Us, though there is no current timeline on when this will be available. This is an interesting title though, in the sense it's been out for several years, and it didn't really gain traction until just the last few months, and it does sound like that's why the sudden change of heart on making a direct sequel. The developers did mention that Among Us wasn't built in mind with adding so much content, so it kind of sounds like there could be some issues with figuring out how to do this. But on the more positive side of things, it sounds like that they have very big plans for this game going forward, and well, why not? With a game this successful, that certainly makes sense. Now, TGS 2020 also kicked off today, and we finally got an official release date for the highly anticipated Nier Replicant Remaster. It will be coming to Xbox, PlayStation 4, and PC on April 23rd. I was kind of hoping that this would be releasing in 2020, but still I'm very excited to play this game for myself. I personally think that Nier Automata was one of the best games of this entire generation, and I think with everything that they've learned from that game, that they can really improve Replicant to be just as good, if not even better. Several fans already believe that the story in Replicant is even better than Automata, which is already really good, and I have to say, the gameplay that they showed today looks great. This game easily goes to the top of my most anticipated games for 2021, and hopefully you're as excited as I am, so mark your calendars for April 23rd. And speaking of Japanese games, I'm happy to say that Dragon Quest XI was a huge success, managing to exceed 6 million units sold worldwide. This is fantastic news to hear, considering Dragon Quest doesn't always have a ton of success outside of Japan. But it looks like 11 may be a breakout hit for them, and I'm sure bringing it over to the Switch and putting Hero in Smash Bros. Probably helped with its brand recognition. But this truly is a great game. It's pretty much an old school JRPG with more modern graphics, and I absolutely love it for that reason. Those numbers should continue to improve as well, considering Dragon Quest XI will also be coming to Xbox and Xbox Game Pass on December 4th. Xbox isn't exactly known for its Japanese games, but they have been improving over there, and I think with Xbox Game Pass, Dragon Quest XI could end up surprising quite a few people. I certainly hope so, because this franchise absolutely deserves all of the success it gets. As for Xbox, they had their own little event today at TGS 2020, though there weren't really a lot of big new announcements here. They mostly showed games that we already knew about, but they however are showing that they are getting more Japanese support than ever before. In fact, Phil Spencer said that Japan is their fastest growing region worldwide, and that they've seen more Japanese players over the last year on Xbox than any other time in Xbox history. From the sounds of it, this may be because of Xbox Game Pass, which just continues to get better and better. The big announcement in Japan, though, was that they lowered the price for the Xbox Series S from 32,980 yen to 29,980, which is the equivalent of $285 US. That is a very nice price, and this is something that I did mention in the past. When they first announced the Xbox Series price, they very specifically announced them as estimated retail price. It had me wondering if they would try to lower the price depending on what Sony announced for the PlayStation 5. And while Xbox seems committed with their original announced price worldwide, they did decide to lower that Series S price in Japan. This could really help out there, as Xbox has really struggled there in the past. We'll have to see about that though, but I think that they're at least making the right moves. They have an affordable price, Xbox Game Pass, and xCloud, which could be a very big deal considering Japan absolutely loves handheld gaming. Now they just need the games, but hopefully they do improve there, because that means more Japanese games will release on Xbox worldwide. Let's talk about Xbox Game Pass for a moment though, because Xbox announced a huge game today, and actually I would consider it to be one of the best games to release all year, and one of the best first-person shooters of the entire generation. Yes, Doom Eternal will be heading over to Xbox Game Pass on October 1st. It appears that Bethesda-Xbox partnership will be starting right away, as they didn't hesitate at all to put Doom Eternal into Xbox Game Pass, which is very exciting. This would probably mean that Bethesda will continue bringing their games over to Xbox Game Pass over the coming year. Don't be surprised at all when Fallout 4, Wolfenstein, Prey, among several other games head over to Xbox Game Pass. Now, unfortunately, Doom Eternal will not be an Xbox Game Pass for PC on October 1st, but instead it will come later this year. Some fans were a little disappointed by that, but my guess is that they probably need to port Doom Eternal over to the Windows Store first, and that's likely why we are seeing a small delay here. Hopefully it won't be too long of a wait, but either way, this is one of the big reasons why Xbox acquired Bethesda. I do believe that Xbox is going to make Bethesda's future games exclusive to Xbox and PC, which should drive Xbox console sales up, but it will also dramatically increase Xbox Game Pass subscriptions. Microsoft sees a big opportunity here with Xbox Game Pass, and that's why they are investing so much into all of these studios right now. I don't think people always realize this, but Xbox will be able to reach most gamers worldwide with Xbox Game Pass on Xbox, PC, and phones through xCloud. People really are sleeping on xCloud right now, but that has the potential of reaching billions of gamers. And then you also have to add in Steam, as they do support that as well. Consoles, though, is their biggest platform for Xbox Game Pass, and where most of their subs are coming from. This is why Xbox Game Pass and Xbox Series goes hand in hand, and it's also the reason I think that they will make Bethesda games exclusive. This would essentially be one of the biggest reasons to invest into the Xbox ecosystem and Xbox Game Pass. Either way though, Xbox Game Pass just continues to be the best value in all of gaming. Sadly though, even though Xbox has managed to offer great value in terms of Xbox Game Pass with the Xbox Series, their Xbox Series expandable solid-state drive is pretty expensive. It has officially been revealed to be $220, which is almost the total cost of the Xbox Series S. Now to be fair, this isn't overly surprising, as 1TB NVMe solid-state drives are very expensive. It's just expensive technology, though I do expect this to improve over time. Give it a couple years and this price should drop considerably, but for the time being, I think many fans are going to have to uninstall and reinstall games. I do understand that that can be annoying, but honestly, I already do this right now. Granted, everybody has different internet speeds, so each situation is completely different. Some fans may be wondering about USB 3.1 external hard drives though. Well, you can use those, but you will not be able to play your games with Xbox Series optimized features, or take advantage of those blazingly fast load times. So that might not be the route that you want to take here. I would personally recommend to just wait this one out until the price drops on this technology. On to our last topic though, one of my favorite franchises ever made is Metal Gear Solid. I love this franchise, but unfortunately Konami doesn't really seem like they care about making core console games anymore. Well, out of nowhere, Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and Konami Collector Series Contra and Castlevania got rated for PC in Taiwan, which could signify an imminent announcement for the return of Metal Gear Solid. Considering TGS 2020 is this week, we could be hearing an announcement about this very soon, which would be pretty cool. But here's the thing. Could something else be happening with the Metal Gear Solid franchise? There has been some speculation over the last year that there is a Metal Gear Solid remake in development, but those rumors seem to have died down. Well, interestingly enough, at the same time these ratings appeared, those rumors are back yet again. This time a YouTube channel by the name of Red Tech Gaming is now claiming that there is indeed a Metal Gear Solid remake happening, and that it will be a PlayStation 5 and PC exclusive. Now that would be a huge announcement if it's true, though I do want to caution the validity on this one. My heart wants to believe this because I do love the Metal Gear franchise, but I'm not entirely sure on the source of this one. I'm hearing his track record is a bit mixed, so I just want you to keep that in mind. But what I keep thinking about are those Silent Hills rumors. While Konami may not be all in on core gaming per se, the rumor around Silent Hills is that Sony approached Konami to work on a new Silent Hills game. So essentially Sony would probably be helping out with development, and that's why it's rumored to be a PlayStation 5 console exclusive. Well, what if they did the same thing with Metal Gear Solid, which in my opinion would make way more sense. Metal Gear Solid is a legendary franchise, and while it just makes way too much sense to give this game a modern remake. We have seen several games get remakes over the last few years with a lot of success, such as Resident Evil, Crash Bandicoot, and Spyro, but really Metal Gear Solid is such a no-brainer to do. It could easily be made into a big AAA game, and if Konami was ever going to do something with the Metal Gear franchise again, this would be the route to take. They may not have Kojima to make a brand new Metal Gear Solid game anymore, but they could use some of his source work. So while I'm not entirely sure of this rumor per se, I certainly hope it's true. Either way, I think at the very least that we can at least look forward to getting Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2 on the PC. Anyways though, that's it for this episode, but if you liked the video, don't forget to hit the bell notification and subscribe button for more content just like this. Also, if you'd like to support the channel through Patreon, thank you for making this content possible. Peace out.